Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer, a software engineer, hoped to share their experience for others coming from a similar background. Their previous setup involved two 27-inch 1080p TN panels, and they found this new monitor to be a dramatic improvement in several key areas. The most immediate and obvious upgrade was the jump in resolution to 4K. The reviewer described the difference in text and image clarity as night and day, especially when viewing it next to one of their old 1080p displays. Code within their development environments appeared beautifully crisp, making the entire programming experience more enjoyable. The move from a TN to an IPS panel also made a major difference. A reviewer noted that the colors were significantly better, which was particularly apparent when using the dark themes common in coding applications. On their old screen, darker colors seemed washed out, but on this new IPS display they appeared much more true and vibrant. Beyond the performance, the physical design was also a plus, featuring sleek, thin bezels and a clean, professional style. The included stand is sturdy and allows for easy tilt and swivel adjustments. Before buying, this client had seen some complaints about backlight bleed, but they found this to be a non-issue. During regular use, even with dark backgrounds, no bleed was noticeable. It was only faintly visible on a completely black screen as the computer was shutting down. They also had no problems with any strange color tints. While the monitor has an antireflective coating, it can still catch a little glare from a bright window. It's not a gaming display, but the reviewer found it was perfectly good for some casual gaming. In conclusion, they consider this monitor a fantastic choice for programming, with the upgrade in clarity and color being so profound that they are already planning to purchase a second one.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer found the design of this monitor to be beautiful and sturdy, with a well-constructed build and a professional-looking gunmetal gray finish. Initially, our reviewer noticed some issues with color accuracy when using a DisplayPort connection, noting that greens, cyans, and yellows seemed off. However, these abnormalities were not present when connected via HDMI, suggesting the source or connection type plays a significant role. The HDR feature was considered decent. While colors could appear a bit oversaturated, it provided an impressive experience for occasional viewing of native HDR content. Our client suggests that those seeking a premium HDR experience might be better served by a dedicated television, as the technology is still emerging in this product category. Upon receiving a second unit, this client observed some panel inconsistencies. Out of the box, the two displays had slightly different color hues, one leaning more cyan and the other more green. On a cold start in a dark room, some light bleed and a rainbow haze were apparent, though our reviewer emphasized that these uniformity issues were completely unnoticeable during everyday use or when watching content with black bars. Further testing revealed that the user's graphics card played a significant role in performance. While DisplayPort connections were consistent, HDMI performance varied, with an older graphics processing unit producing significant color banding and inaccuracies that weren't the fault of the monitor itself. The reviewer also mentioned experiencing some temporary image retention when a bright window was left on screen, but it would fade quickly. Despite the slight variations between panels and minor uniformity quirks, the overall impression remained positive, with the only final critique being a small design suggestion regarding the placement of the logo on the bottom bezel.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer wants to share their experience with this 27-inch monitor. They were initially a little hesitant, as the first unit they received had pretty bad backlight bleed. Thankfully, the replacement was much better, although there's still a tiny bit visible in dark scenes at night. Our reviewer has been using this display for a few weeks, primarily as an external screen for a MacBook Pro, but also with a PS4 Pro and a secondary PC. Setting it up with the MacBook Pro using a USB-C to DisplayPort cable was a breeze, and the high DPI scaling in OS X makes a noticeable difference compared to their older 1440p screen. One of the best things about this monitor is its HDR10 support. When connected to a PS4 Pro, HDR kicks in automatically, and the improvement in color depth and contrast is really impressive. It also handled HDR content from a 4K Blu-ray player without any issues. Plus, it's factory color calibrated, covering almost 100% of the sRGB spectrum, which makes it great for photo and video editing. Connectivity is also a strong point, with HDMI 2, DisplayPort 1.2, mini DisplayPort, 4 USB 3 ports, and an audio out. The stand is fully adjustable too, offering height, tilt, swivel, and pivot options. The design is sleek, with very thin bezels and a premium feel. And to top it off, it comes with a pretty solid 3-year warranty and advanced exchange service. Of course, it's not perfect. As mentioned before, quality control can be a bit hit or miss regarding backlight bleed. Also, some might not consider it a true HDR monitor since it doesn't get super bright. And finally, it doesn't fully support the DCI P3 wide color gamut or NVIDIA G-Sync AMD FreeSync. All in all, this client is really happy with this monitor. They feel it provides excellent value, especially for Mac users, photo video editors, and anyone wanting a 4K HDR display for their PS4 Pro or other 4K content. They even attached a picture showing how great 4K HDR content looks on it with the
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you in the next one.